I believe I'm whole, I don't need to heal. I believe I'm rich, it's already real. I believe I'm source, not the ego's cries. I believe I command and time complies.
Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great and welcome back to my channel Only Neville, wherein we discuss Neville's teachings and other manifestation and metaphysical stuff. So before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you always receive these new videos. And today we're going to discuss the water and the blood. So let's get started. So Neville says that the Bible uses images to symbolize truth, and this truth is on various deeper levels. So for example, when we say cup of water, it symbolizes psychological truth. So we all know, we all have that knowledge, like if there's any circumstances, we know what to do, right? But only knowing is not important. We must implement it, right? So what he says is, knowing what to do is water and doing is the blood. So, and this whole mystery is around a state of consciousness, okay? Everything stems from inside out. Knowing which state to occupy to get you out of certain circumstances, that is the key. Doing anything in the 3D is not gonna yield you any results. Everything has to be inside out. So creation is already finished. That what you desire is already prepared and furnished. What imagination does is, it puts you in touch with that state of consciousness. So you must imagine that you're already that what you want to be. And if persisted in that, it begins to harden into fact. It is same like the principle of demand and supply. Okay? To change the supply, you must change the demand, which is your state of consciousness. And your state of consciousness, it creates the conditions in your life, and it's not vice versa. Okay, so you have to understand this principle, that unless and until your demand is changed, the supply, the present conditions will remain as they are. But once you start forgiving people, once you start shifting or occupying some other state of consciousness, so the results are instant. So let's understand this with the help of a story. And the story tells us that man is what the observer has the capacity to see in him. Meaning, the people in your life, they are a direct reflection or directly proportional to the state of consciousness which you occupy. So the story goes like this. Neville was talking to a teacher and he was explaining that a change in attitude in your own mind can lead to a corresponding change in someone's behavior. And knowing this knowledge is water, but applying it is blood. So while Neville was explaining this concept to the teacher, there was this one student impinging her mind, and she thought to herself, but this was really very difficult case. Like, the student was incorrigible, but she still thought like I should give it a try. And the backstory to the student was that the student psychiatrist, the principal and teacher, they all sat for a meeting and they thought, like, for the greater good of the school and for the girls, like, we should expel this girl as soon as she reaches her 16th birthday because she is very rude, she is mean. And the date for her dismissal was just a month away. So then the teacher, while coming back to her home that night, she was thinking about this girl and all these scenarios. And she felt like, is this really possible? Like, if I have a change in attitude in my mind, is that possible that she would really change in her behavior? Because this was like having literally godlike powers. And it meant complete reversal of her behavior. It's like, I love this person if that person loves me too. He already loves me because I loved him first. Having that kind of attitude, right? So then she decided to go for it. And then she brought the child's face before her mind's eye. And then she saw, like, the student said good morning to her. And the teacher imagined her in the best way possible. Like, she was the best student. And what she would normally see and hear So, in her imagination, she heard and saw all that she could hear and see if the girl was already the way she wanted to be. So, and she persuaded herself that this was true and she slept off in that state. Next morning, this girl enters the class and she greets her teacher good morning, and the teacher was quite stunned by her behavior. The teacher was also looking out for signs if she, shifted to her former self. But as the day continued, she was already in this transformed state. And all the teachers noted this behavior for one good week, and there was another meeting which was called out, and they revoked the decision to expel this girl from the classroom because her former self no longer existed. She was this new transformed girl. So transformation is very possible because the transformed being lives within us. It's only a question of becoming conscious of it, becoming aware of it, right? The teacher had to experience this mystery of blood and water because she took the decision to change her attitude towards the student, right? No one can know the redemptive power of imagination who has not shed his blood. So I hope you understood this concept of blood and water. Let me know if you have any questions regards to it. And thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next one.